Hello everyone and welcome back to Deep Dive into Tech. And this is going to be a continuation of the previous video, which was we were talking about creating and configuring maintenance job for SQL servers. And without further ado, let's jump right in. So in the last video, we got the maintenance script from Ola Hellengren, which is a SQL Server superhero, and we ran the script and it created these SPs: command execute, database backup, database integrity check, index optimize. And for most environments, including your production, this is exactly what you need. There's still some custom maintenance that you can do, some jobs that can tell you if your database is not available, if it's offline, if it's in a restoring state. There are different types. So depending on what you need, you can then configure as needed. We also have third-party tools that can scan continuously run at the back end of your instance and alerts you when there's an issue. So let's talk about database emails. How do you get notified when something is going on, when your jobs are running? And I'll show you right away. So if you come to management, like if you look at here, you will see management. And if you hit the plus sign and open management, you will see database mail. Right, database mail. So if you right click, if you already have it configured, you don't need to do anything. But if this is your first time here, then you do configure database mail. It's going to open a wizard. I'm just going to make it full screen, and you hit next. Then it says set up database mail by performing the following tasks: create a new email profile and specify SMTP account. Now, if you're working in an enterprise environment, you would need to reach out to maybe someone on the cloud team or a system administrator and ask for an SMTP account. SMTP account is basically a email relay account or server where it receives input emails from configured jobs and sends it within the organization. So it's within, it doesn't send it out. So you hit next. Database mail feature is not available. Would you like to enable this feature? Yes. Now, my profile, I would say, if this is my production environment, I would say prod alerts, and just copy that down here. Sorry, spelled alerts very wrongly. And here I would open and add my, I can say prod alerts, email. Here I would enter my email, and I would say DBA, and my response email here would be the email that would send these alerts. All right, I can put my same email here again, and I really don't have an SMTP account right now, but it's usually, this is where you would enter your SMTP email, and now they would tell you if it's 587 or port 25 or this. So this information, you will get that from your system admin. And yeah, then you will hit Windows Odd, and as soon as you enter something here, then you hit OK. Now this will take you through the process of creating the email plus your profile, operator profile, that's the profile that they will send, SMTP will send an email through that profile. So because I don't have an SMTP account, I'm not going to follow through, but I'm just showing you this is how you would go ahead by creating it. So I'm gonna cancel, and once you're done, you would want to hit right click and say test email. And we didn't create it, so we can send a test email. And as soon as you are able to create the email database mail profile, you want to come here and create an operator. Operator is basically what profile they would use to send the email out. So just DBA, I usually just do that, or you can say tech team, whatever you are comfortable with. So this is your DBA, and now you can come back to your jobs that you have. You can come back to, let's just take one, system backup. I'm just going to show you, and then you go to notifications, and you say email, and you say email to who? DBA, when the job fails. So you're emailing the DBA when the job fails. I mean, when the job is successful, you don't want to get an email, because at the end of the day, you're gonna cloud your box full, and you might miss very, very important alerts that come in between. So when it's successful, I don't want to get anything, but when it fails, then I want to get something. So you will keep receiving failures until you fix it, and when you fix it, you stop receiving failures. So that's the way I will look at it. Okay, so we've talked about creating database mail for your alerting. We have created an operator that would send or would receive these alerts. And we've talked about jobs. Now, another thing you want to, I'm going to give you about some other tools. It's not a job per se. It's part of performance tuning. Okay, it's part of performance tuning, and you can get a lot of tools from this interface. So if you go to tools at the toolbar and you open it, we have SQL Server Profiler and Database Engine Tuning Advisor. Okay, this is something that we will talk about probably more in depth in the next video. So let's look at deeper into some of these jobs. Now, right out of the bat, you can see that we have backup jobs. So this is your standard backing up to a location. You can go back to this Ola Helen Green's website, and let's look at SQL Server Backup. Okay, so he explains the system databases like master, MSDB, model. User databases are every other databases that are not system databases, and it goes on to explain a lot of things here. And what I want to show you is it gives you a sample. It gives you a sample of how you can create your own job. So if you scroll down, you would see examples. So backup all user databases using checksums and compression, verify the backup and delete old backup. Okay, cleanup time is 24. That's 24 hours. So it's going to take a backup today, and the following day when it's taking another backup, it's going to clean up the old backup. So this is backup all user databases to a network share. This is backup database across network shares. Let's take this one here. Let's take this one for an example. and we go back to Management Studio. I'm just going to comment this out so I don't accidentally run something. And I'm gonna take AdventureWorks, okay, as an example. I can leave it as user databases and it's gonna back up all of these ones. You know what? Let's leave it. And now this is going to the C drive and it's looking for a backup drive. I don't have a backup drive, but I will create one right away. So I'm gonna come here and I'm going to say new and I'm gonna call it backup. Okay, now it's going to see this whole path and it's going to back up here. So execute DBO database backup, user databases C backup is gonna give you a full one, verify, compress, checksum, cleanup time. Let's run it. And let's go to our backup location. Where is it? And you see a new folder. Let's go into the new folder, AdventureWorks, customer profit, customers, and sales. And if you look at the verbiage of the backup, you can see that it ran successfully. And now let's go to the folder and we open AdventureWorks, full, and then we see the backup there. We go to customer profit, full, and we see the backup there. We go to customers, full, and the backup is there. We go to sales, full, and the backup is there. Now you can do backups on, this is an example of a backup on a virtual machine or on top of your local server. To get full redundancy and full data integrity, you probably don't want to do it on your VM, because if your VM goes down, for an example, the whole backups that you have goes down with it. If the disk get corrupted, everything in that disk is going to be corrupted. So you want to back it up to a different server. You want to back it up to AWS or Azure or Oracle or Google. You want to back it up to an external location so that you can be able to have your data on demand. So that's an example of a full database backup. Same goes with users, same goes with logs. Database integrity check is a maintenance procedure where a process is being run on the database to be sure that the database is still healthy. Okay, the database is still healthy. It's going to call this SP, call database integrity check, and we can check it out later. What that does is it runs a couple of procedures in the system files of the database. Is checking all that, checking the health, checking if your database is online, checking if they're in a restoring state, if they are available for connections, if something is, holding it, making it not alive, making it not healthy, basically. Another job is index optimize. That's another maintenance job that, very crucial that you run this. Index optimize is like what I explained in the previous lecture, where index is in a library and you use that index to be able to find your book through the author or through the title of the book. So at the end of the day, when people use the library, the books are all over the place on the tables, some are on the floor, some are on the chairs, some are in the wrong location, and the librarian has to go through the whole library and take those books and put them back in their right position. That's exactly what this job is doing. It's reorganizing the indexes, it's rebuilding the indexes, it's making the database very ready for new processes to come in and grab data. Okay. And then what again? Output file cleanup is basically, it's going to go to some of these places like log the table and just clean it up. It's going to go to if there's like any basically if there's any data that is just hanging around, any command that is just hanging around, is going to help you clean it up. And same goes with all these ones: purge history, sys policy purge, delete backup history. Delete backup history, as the name implies, is, every backup, everything is being audited in the database. So and you're just carrying garbage data for a long time. So it goes back in there and it deletes like some super old ones. So you will set it how you want it to go. So these are like super must-haves: the backups, the database integrity, the index optimize. And there is another superhero that we have in the SQL community, and his name is Brent Ozar. All right. Brent Ozar is another guy that has created a bunch of maintenance scripts, and those scripts can be easily gotten from his website. He has made them available for free. I'll put that also in the description of the video, and you can always go there and grab this script, just exactly what I'm doing here. You open it, go to scripts, and you'll see download first responder kit, and it takes us there. And I'm going to unzip or unpack it. And this is the first responder kit. All I need is the install all scripts. I need to install all scripts, and I'm just gonna grab that here, take this. I'm gonna run it in the master, but yeah, it needs, it's gonna run, but it needs a database called DBA tools. And as that is running, I'm just gonna create a new database called DBA tools. DBA tools. Okay, so that is done. Now, if you go to, I'm just gonna create a new and say select all from sys.objects, where name like and if you don't understand what I wrote here, don't worry about it. We are going to go into T-SQL proper, where we're going to study and learn how to write SQL. So these are all the stored procs that these new ones created, and we can run all of them one by one. And what this does is it's gonna show you. Let me go to the website for a second. And basically, SP Blades is check the health. Basically, is my SQL server healthy or is it sick? Let's look at it. Execute SP Blitz. Okay, it's gonna take a while for it to run. I will pause the video and I'll be back when it's done. It's done. Let's take a look at what it brought out. So it's looking at SP Blitz. It says it's the July 4, 2025 version of it. It's talking about the backups here. Backups not performed recently for the master databases, but for the users it was done. Reliability, last good DBCC check over 2 weeks old. We haven't run DBCC check DB, which is part of the jobs that we just created. And it gives you an overview. Is it healthy? User databases on C drive, which is not a good thing. It's saying that, but I only have a C drive on this server, so we're gonna leave it. And it goes on to give you detailed reports of what you should do and why it's telling you what it's telling you. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Speed. Bleeds first, so let's do that. Bleeds first. Let's run that. And I'm gonna pause the video, and it's done. And query problems, it's telling you its findings. Plan catch erased recently. Statistics updated recently. High CPU utilization. All this good stuff, and it's giving you details of what they are. So if you click on this, it should open on a new page. And it really doesn't have much information right now because this is a new server, and I really don't have anything here. So I'm not surprised. This won't give you much. Okay, this will not give you much data for now. Okay, so the next one we want to look at is Blitz index. My index is designed for speed. I really don't have much indexes here, so let's skip that. Query, query check. What queries have been using the most resources? We haven't really done anything. So who is doing what? Blitz who? Who is running what queries now? You want to see that? Let's see. Blitz who? So I'm showing you all these things so that you can get comfortable. You can get comfortable with your SQL. I don't have anybody running any queries, so I don't really have any data to show here. And query store has my query plan changed over time. So these are like what are involved in the script, and you can use this to quickly get information and know what is going on your server at a quick glance. And you can also put these into a job that will run periodically against your instance and send a report to you. So you don't have to manually run this. Okay, so I'm going to end this tutorial today by talking about what we did, what we covered. We covered the remaining maintenance jobs. We covered database emails, how to create them, how to configure them with your SMTP, and how to get these alerts. We talked about operators and how you can add these operators to your jobs. We looked at some of these database integrity checks, index optimized checks, and we also grabbed another maintenance script from another SQL superhero, Brent Oza, and we're able to execute SP Blitz, SP Blitz catch, and all these things to get the health of your environment and your databases. And play around with them. Don't just watch the video. Make sure you are doing exactly what I'm doing. And I'll see you on the next lecture. Thank you and bye.